So I've seen real estate bring families closer, and I've also seen it tear them apart. The real drama in real estate is not just the contracts or the closing dates, it's also sometimes the relationships. And the difference often comes down to one thing: emotional regulation. So let me ask you, has your family ever had a decision about money, property, or inheritance that turned more into an emotional battle than a financial one? If so, you know how heavy those moments can feel, and I recommend that you watch this video so you can learn a better way of handling things. But before we go any further, let's define what I mean by emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is the ability to identify, manage, and respond to your emotions in a healthy and constructive way. It's not about ignoring your feelings or acting as if they don't exist. It's about noticing them, pausing, and choosing how to respond instead of reacting on impulse. And when it comes to real estate, which is sometimes the largest financial transaction you'll make in your life, where money and family sometimes collide, emotional regulation can make the difference between peace and conflict. So once I worked with a family where the parents were aging and they gave one child power of attorney, instead of this decision bringing peace in the family, it caused a lot of division. Parents were upset with other children, siblings were mad at each other, cousins were taking sides, and eventually people just were not speaking to each other in the right way, and even some people even stopped speaking to each other completely. For me, watching this was a very sad situation. And here's the truth. It just wasn't about the sale of the house. It was deeper than that. The real fight was about who felt excluded, who felt disrespected, and really who felt unheard. On the other hand, I worked with a couple that was going through a separation who needed to sell their house, and they contacted me, and what could have been a very bitter and destructive situation turned out to be a very surprising situation where they chose to work together to sell their house in a very emotionally mature way. And I really think it was because they made a choice to be respectful of each other. There was like no name calling, no shade. At any point, they divided the responsibility so no one felt overwhelmed. They communicated in a very mature manner. And that was a very eye-opening situation for me that, okay, maybe we are no longer together, but we can still work together in a mature manner to get things done. And they walked away from that sale, not just with equity and money in their pockets, but also their dignity intact. And for me, that's emotional regulation in action. And what I've learned is this: families who learn to manage their emotions rather than letting their emotions manage them protect both their relationships and their financial peace. And when it really comes down to it, which one would you rather? Lose a property or your peace with the people you love? So if your family is navigating a real estate decision together, or maybe any other decision together, here are some strategies that can help. One thing is to see the other person's perspective. Knowing that you're not always right and then you don't know everything. Also, you want to acknowledge other people's feelings to help to ease the tension. So maybe somebody's thinking that it's better that you guys wait until the spring to sell, and you might think that you want to sell now, and you like, you know what, maybe we can go ahead and wait until that time to sell. You also want to avoid like any kind of name calling or blaming anyone. Words that are said in anger can last a lot longer than a single transaction. You also want to use respectful language when you speak to each other. So instead of saying you never listen or you don't know what you're talking about, you can kind of reframe it in a different way where you say, listen, this is what I'm hearing, or is there something that you want to talk about? You might want to lean more into the problem. So you just want to always talk about the problem, but avoid pointing to a specific person. I also recommend that you split responsibilities, and it's best to kind of keep everybody busy, divide tasks so nobody feels left out. So in the case if it's an estate and you're selling a family property, somebody can be handling the estate part, somebody can be handling the cleaning out of the property, somebody can be speaking with the attorney or the realtors, so everybody has something to do. Then you also want to take breaks when things get too heated. You can say, listen, thank you for sharing this information. I like to think about it, and we can talk about it tomorrow. Let me sleep on it, and I'll get back to you. The other thing, you might want to bring in like a neutral third party. It could be a family member that's peaceful. It could be a mediator, an attorney, or a realtor, and people who can keep everybody focused on the solutions and not the conflict. So here's the takeaway. Real estate can either strengthen your family or it can divide it. And the difference isn't just the property, it's the people and the choices they make about managing their emotions and in managing their time with each other. Because at the end of the day, the home is valuable, but the relationship with your family is even more priceless. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment and share your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. My name is Montane Okoye. I'm a real estate agent in the DC metro area. If you and your family are facing a tough decision regarding real estate, you can reach out and I'd love to help you find a peaceful solution. Have a great one and see you in the next video.